building right here. So anywhere from that over here to around.
So we're here today to support our member, Tiara, who's a member of the Providence Organization of Workers and Renters. We're an organization of everyday people who rent and work in this city. And we're going to support Tiara in speaking her truth about the conditions she's been having to endure at her home in the Mount Pleasant neighborhood of Providence. Her landlord is Terrell de Sues of De Sues Construction Group, who owns this building, this brand new building where he has tons of money to be able to make this brand new building, but not fix the conditions in Tiara's home. Tiara has had to endure her child being lead poisoned because Terrell didn't give her the proper notice to come into her building to do renovations, and then the subsequent renovations led to her children being lead poisoned. Simply terrible.
I just looked up my landlord. He got cited.
And so there's also been other things that have been going on wrong in her apartment. Mushrooms have been growing out of the corners of the walls and in the floors. He hasn't fixed the sink cabinets. He hasn't done plenty of things that even the city of Providence has demonstrably been able to show that he needs to fix. He's on his second violation, and as of Friday, didn't comply with getting a lead mitigation certificate, as far as we know, and hasn't fixed any of the things that are required to be fixed. So we're here to support Tiara today. Boo, yes, boo. And we're going to let Tiara speak her truth now about her situation with her landlord, Terrell de Sues and Kenya de Sues of Providence Apartments LLC and de Sues Construction Group.
Tiara, yeah.
Woo!
Tiara.
For over a year now, I've been dealing with this landlord who owns this building, who lead paint poisoned my child and refuses to take any kind of acknowledgement for it. He also glued my doors closed to my cabinets that led to mold, spores, and also mushrooms growing out of my floor. I have lead paint falling from the ceilings, leaks coming from the bathroom, in the living room, the kitchen, and he refuses to fix anything. The windows do not fit, the doors do not close properly, and it's annoying that I have to go in circles to try to get some help. But he can own this building and several other properties and does not want to fix any kind of situation that's going on in this house. For a year now I've been dealing with this, and it gets worse by the minute. He's disrespectful. He's rude. His wife is a pathological liar. And he refuses to fix the issues. And my son is sick with lead paint poison. We have to stick together and we have to fight back. It's time for these people to stop doing this to us and taking our money or raising the rental where we can't afford it, but don't want to fix things, but can own an establishment like this. He has a construction company but pays these low-budget contractors that are not doing the jobs properly.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah. Woo!
Yeah.
As Tiara just said, it's a really frustrating situation where, these landlords and their construction companies and their property management companies that we're all having to deal with, they tell you to submit your repair request to the portal. nothing ever gets heard. That's happened to Tiara. I've heard that plenty of times happening on the west side, in West Warwick, and Woonsocket, other places in this state. And, you know, it goes nowhere. Similarly, you can complain to the city, and it takes forever for them to come out to try to inspect your apartment, try to get some accountability for your landlord. The law is, you know, rigged in such a way that, you know, the landlord can appeal within, I believe, 10 days, and they often can get away with just having the city just say, oh, you want to repair it? Oh, okay, well, we'll just let you repair it or whatever. And then, you know, it comes a month later, and they still haven't repaired anything. Then the city comes out, and then it takes almost 2-3 months for anything to even start getting done before you even maybe gets to housing court, if it even does. In this case, there's been a second violation. De Sues has been getting fined $350 a day, and still nothing is going on. And unfortunately, the city doesn't do enough to hold the landlords accountable. You know, you can bring them to court, but if they're not doing anything to actually aggressively pursue these terrible landlords with these terrible conditions, then what are they doing? And so we're going to march down now to the Department of Inspections and Standards at the Municipal Building in downtown Providence and speak more about the types of protections that tenants need in this city and in this state. So situations like what Tiara is having to go through will no longer exist. They should not exist. It's inhumane. It's not the way we should run our society. Thanks again for everyone who's come out and support, everyone who's not from POWR. We really, really appreciate it. All right, we're going to march down there. The tenants, united, will never be divided. The tenants, united, will never be divided. The tenants, united, will never be divided. United, will never be divided. United, will never be Stop slumlords! Stomp out slumlords!
Stomp out slumlords!
Stomp out slumlords!
Stomp out slumlords!
Stomp out slumlords! Woo! Whose streets?
Our streets!
Whose streets?
Our streets!
Whose streets?
Our streets!
Whose streets?
Our streets!
Whose cities?
Our streets!
Whose homes? Whose streets?
Our streets!
Whose homes?
Our homes!
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 The people united will never be defeated. 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 Woo! Say it, y'all.
When tenants are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When tenants are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When tenants are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When tenants are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When tenants are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back. When tenants are under attack, what do we do? When tenants are under attack, what do we do? When tenants are under attack, what do we do? When tenants are under attack, what do we do? When tenants are under attack, what do we do? When tenants are under attack, what do we do? Woo! After this brick building on the left of us, we'll just take a left there. That's where we're going.
Oh, yeah.
The tenants united will never be divided.
The tenants
United will never be divided. The tenants united will never be divided. The tenants united will never be divided. The tenants united will never be divided. Woo! Who's got the power? What kind of power?
Tenants power!
Who's got the power?
We got the power!
What kind of power?
Tenants power!
Who's got the power?
We got the power!
What kind of power?
Tenants power!
Who's got the power?
We got the power!
What kind of power?
Tenants power!
Who's got the power?
We got the power!
What kind of power?
Tenants power!
Who's got the power?
We got the power!
What kind of power?
Tenants power!
Who's got the power?
We got the power!
What kind of power?
Tenants power!
Who's got the power?
We got the power!
What kind of power?
Tenants power!
Who's got the power?
We got the power!
What kind of power?
Tenants power!
Who's got the power?
We got the power!
What kind of power?
Tenants power!
Who's got the power?
We got the power!
What kind of power?
Tenants power!
Who's got the power?
We got the power!
What kind of power?
Tenants power!
Who's got the power?
We got the power!
What kind of power?
Tenants power!
Who's got the power?
We got the power!
What kind of power?
Tenants power!
Who's got the power?
We got the power!
What kind of power?
Tenants power!
Who's got the power?
We got the power!
What kind of power?
Tenants power!
Who's got the power?
We got the power!
headquartered in Providence, Rhode Island. And we have a few things to say to the city council, the mayor, about the types of protections that we need to defend tenants like our friend and member of POWR, Tiara. Tiara, do you have anything you want to say to the city?
To the inspection you're supposed to come and do. The real one, not the fake one where you had somebody wipe down the surface before he tested it. Where are you?
Right? We need this city to actually protect its residents. Its residents are not only homeowners and the landlords, but the people who can't afford to have their own home, who can't afford to start their own business and build wealth off of the backs of other people like us. So I'm going to just give a little speech now about the things that we as POWR are demanding of the city and the state. So just bear with me while I pull it up. We, the working and renting people of Providence, need to be organized, as we've seen right now. The landlords and employers of this city certainly are. Our city council has historically opposed rent control, and our new landlord-in-chief, Mayor Brett Smiley, has directly benefited. He's directly benefited from the Landlord Political Action Committee donating to his campaign. The Rhode Island Coalition of supposed housing providers. They can't stand being called landlords. They're trying to be PC about that. It's not PC. You're landlords. And they oppose rent controls. And the mayor of Providence, Brett Smiley, he opposes rent controls and tenant protections. This is why we formed POWR, the Providence Organization of Workers and Renters. POWR fights for the needs of all those who don't have control over their housing or their means of income. All those who must sell their labor power in order to survive to unelected bosses who own all the businesses so they can make a profit off the wealth that we produce. All those who have to pay over half of our monthly wages to landlords from the same class of the people who exploit us at our work and who own all the property in this city, in this state. This scam, this system, is what we call capitalism, landlordism, colonialism, and imperialism. It is a system that is rotten to its core and must be overthrown. If we build our power, the masses of everyday people can seize control of our own destinies. This is what is the spirit of May Day. This is May 1st, International Workers' Day, and that is the spirit that countless millions of people have fought for dignity and sanity and humanity for the oppressed millions, billions in this world who suffer under this system. We are in a revolt against humanity on this day, on this workers' holiday, on this tenants' holiday. And so we want to let the City of Providence, Mayor Brett Smiley, our landlord-in-chief, and the City Council to know that we are demanding an immediate rent freeze and reduction of rents to pre-pandemic levels. A system of rent stabilization tying rents to the quality of our rented housing. An end to no-fault evictions and a right to legal counsel for tenants in district court. Prevent the demolition and promote the renovation of our public and private rental stock. Public development of new community-owned and resident-controlled social housing.
Yes. No more
Woo!
Yes.
No more landlords. We can live in a world without landlords, can't we? And then we most desperately in this time, when the state hasn't even been able to figure out where to put our unhoused population that's staying at the armory, need to seize control of vacant and abandoned properties and house our unhoused populations.
Yes.
No one should have to live outside. Why are there people living outside? We need to increase funding and staff capacity at the Providence Department of Inspection and Standards behind us, so they can proactively address lead hazards and other housing conditions. We need to increase the education for everyone around lead safety and tenants' rights. We need that information to be provided to every Providence tenant. And we need to improve the data tracking system for code enforcement so advocates can better work to do this type of work, support people like Tiara. And we need a municipal rental registry for all landlords to be registered and be in compliance with lead mitigation compliance. Yeah. So, that is what we are fighting for in POWR. That is why we are here today. We know that the folks here are doing the best thing they can, but they are understaffed, they are underfunded. And we need to, as a movement, say this is not going to go on any longer. We need these things immediately. It's not tomorrow, it's not 5 years from now. 5 years from now, it's not that you can just build your way out of this crisis, especially through private development. We need to come together as a community, fight for what we need now. And so that's why we're here today. Who's got the power?
We got the power!
What kind of power?
Tenant's power!
Who's got the power?
We got the power!
What kind of power?
Tenant's power!
Who's got the power?
We got the power!
What kind of power?
Tenant's power!
Who's got the power?
We got the power!
What kind of power?
Tenant's power!
Who's got the power?
We got the power!
What kind of power?
Tenant's power!
Who's got the power?
We got the power!
What kind of power?
Tenant's power!
Now you feeling good? You feeling like you got the power?
I got the power!
Woo! We've got the power! We can get this done. We can live in a better world where we own and manage our communities, where we don't have to suffer under these landlords, under these bosses. That is the spirit of May Day, and that's why we decided to do a direct fight against the powers that control our lives and that manage our lives. Thank you everyone for coming. If you're interested in continuing to do this type of work, please join POWR. For anyone seeing this later on any type of news media, please join POWR. If you're a worker, if you're a renter, we want you to join the fight. We will fight for you. An injury to one is an injury to all. An injury to one is an injury to all. An injury to one is an injury to all. An injury to one is an injury to all.